And we're back on this Tuesday morning. I want to quickly go over weather. Not a lot to talk about this morning. 73 degrees, going to be a beautiful day. Foggy out there. Be careful on your way into work. Should clear up, though. High temperatures around 94, low of 69. Only a 10% chance of those showers, so more than likely you won't see any rain today. Tomorrow it jumps up to 20%. Looks like we may see rain on Friday with a 40% chance of those pop-up showers carried on into the weekend. Okay, I have to introduce you to someone very special up here. Noah's visiting us this morning. Noah is 8 years old. Of course, Dad, Eddie Hammond. Good to have you both with us this morning. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
You know, the first thing I did when Noah came in was, you want a donut? And shame on me. Tell me a little bit about Noah, Eddie.
Noah Lane has a condition called type 1 diabetes that he was diagnosed with when he was 3.
3 years old.
So anything he wants to eat, I mean, he can have anything we can have as long as his sugar's in range and we know how many carbs is in that particular.
Now you're doing a couple walks. Your first one's going to be in the Shoals area and then another one coming up in Huntsville. But I want to take just a moment because a lot of times, I'm sure this was very scary for you. Parents don't know what symptoms to look for, don't know. I mean, all you see is your 3-year-old baby going through so many things. What were some of the sights or things that you saw, conditions that you saw him go through?
Well, he was very sick for about a week, and one trip to the doctor was, well, it's a virus. The symptoms of diabetes is going to the restroom a lot, constantly staying thirsty, even having a sweet odor to their breath, which he had all those, but I was, like so many other people,
oblivious to it.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was looking at. The morning that he started to fall in and out of consciousness, when we got to the hospital, they diluted his sugar to get a reading, and it was over 1,500.
What is a normal reading?
Well, for him, they want it to be about 150. In an adult, it's about 90.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was actually losing consciousness, and they put him in over at Huntsville Pediatric, they put him in what I call a bubble. They said his brain had shriveled from like a prune to a raisin, so they had to rehydrate him.
Goodness.
Yeah.
And he's 8 years old now.
He is.
Can you keep up with him?
It's pretty difficult. We had our first football practice yesterday evening, and he's been wired since.
And he's doing good. All right, Noah, come here, stand up. Let's see if we can get you to talk to me for a little bit. Now, you have something pretty cool on, don't you? Come here, show me what you got. What is this called? Is this your pump? Remember, you got to talk. They can't hear you at home. Do you know how to use that?
Yeah.
What does it do? What does it tell you?
Tummy make it salad.
It makes some noise if you need some medicine, or do you hit it and it gives you some medicine? Yeah. Are you glad you have it? Does it help?
Yeah.
Do you remember being in the hospital?
No.
No. You remember being so thirsty? Are you glad you got it?
Yeah.
All right. You did good. Thank you. You can sit down now. Did you like that donut I gave you? First thing I did, I went over to Dad and I was like, can he have a donut? And you said what? And you don't have your little book with you right now, but there's ways and there's things that he can eat like normal foods as long as what?
As long as we can count the carbs. A lot of people have a misconception that it's the sugar. He can have anything sugar-free.
And that was my misconception. Here I am giving him a donut.
But it's not necessarily sugar-free. Even sugar-free items have carbohydrates. And carbs break down into sugar, which causes sugar levels to change. So we have a little book that has all the fast food restaurants in it, anything you could think of, and you just look it up.
Well, that might be good for adults as well.
It is, yeah.
You may find you using that too. Well, let's talk a little bit about the golf course here, or the Shoals Walk, rather, for Cure for Diabetes. Where will this take place in the Shoals?
It will be at the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail
course?
there.
Okay.
On July the 30th. Registration is at 7 and the walk's at 8.
Walk's at 8.
We kind of, next year we planned for it to be earlier in the spring. This year it kind of got rushed to be able to fit it in before the Huntsville walk. So
I don't think anyone will mind the heat to get out there and help for this. That'll be good.
Yeah, and that's another reason for it to be early. Maybe it won't be as hot.
It says here diabetes kills 1 American every 3 minutes. It's pretty astonishing.
It is. And another fact that's not listed on there is Alabama has the highest rate of juvenile diabetes of any state.
Wow.
So awareness is at best a minimum around. It's our goal, me and a couple other parents from the shows there, as well as Karen Morris, the JDR representative from Huntsville, is to get the word out to as many people as we can. Things to look for. Kids are diagnosed every day with juvenile diabetes, and it's important for parents out there to know that there's other parents out there that go through it. And we all go through the same thing, which is.
What was it like for you? I mean, you obviously didn't know what was wrong with your son. You're picking him up. He was just as white as can be. You caught him in the kitchen drinking juice, and then all of a sudden he's collapsing on you, and you're rushing him to the hospital. I just could not imagine having to go through that.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like I said, the doctor it was a virus.
Not like any virus you'd ever seen, I'm sure.
That night, he was up constantly, and his mother came to bed, and probably about 5, I guess. And I heard something. I went in there, and he was standing on top of the bar with a thing of juice, just pouring it all over him. He was just so thirsty. And by the time I got him ready and we were leaving, he was in and out of consciousness. And so I called the ambulance, and thank goodness they met us, and there was a paramedic on the ambulance who said, this kid needs now. So instead of taking a route to Huntsville, they stopped in Athens at the emergency room and got him stable, and then Huntsville came and got him from there.
Great.
But looking back, I mean, I'm kicking myself for missing the symptoms for 2 or 3 days.
But you didn't know. You just got through saying,
no
I'm
idea.
seeing commercials, but you didn't expect it to be in kids.
No, I had no idea. I don't think I even knew kids got diabetes. I thought it was something like a lot of people, just older folks get, or. But I thought you either had it or you didn't.
Does it run in your family? Is this something that it doesn't have to be hereditary?
It does not have to be hereditary. He does have a cousin who has it, who was diagnosed when he was 12. But it does not. A virus can attack the pancreas and shut it down at any time. That's why it's so important for parents really to know what to look for, to see the symptoms.
Right.
Because we were so fortunate. But, the doctor even told me, said, nobody that gets this bad comes out as good as he came. There could have been brain loss.
Brain damage, right.
We were extra lucky. But parents need to know what to look for so it doesn't get as bad as our situation got.
How long did he go through that spell where he was extremely thirsty?
Well, it
Or was that
lasted.
just the only sign that you noticed?
No, it lasted 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
He was constantly drinking, using
Was he
the
in any
restroom.
pain?
He wasn't in any pain.
No pain, okay.
Just constantly to the restroom and drinking.
Okay, well, thank you for being up here to share that.
Thank
Quit
you.
kicking yourself in the butt. Who would have known? Noah, thank you. You did good. High five. All right, I won't give you no more donuts. All right, we're going to hit. Thank you so much for being with us. July 30th is the day of that walk. If you need more information, please contact me, and I'll be happy to pass that along. And parents, be aware. Headed over to the kitchen with Jamie, and do not eat those crab legs. Those are mine.